Good afternoon on this stormy day. I'm just finishing up my work day and gonna have a little snack, and I'm gonna make a new banner for my YouTube. I also need to fill out my reading journal, which I just set up, which is a separate video that you can watch after this one. And I need to fill it out because I actually finished my first book of the year, which was Piranesi by Susanna Clarke. And this was something that I had on my list for a long time. And all of the reviews about it have been very cryptic because part of the story is that you don't know very much going in, and so you're trying to figure it out as you go. But I had heard really good things, so I picked this up. It's really short. It's under 250 pages, so I had picked that up as my first book of the year, and I was pleasantly surprised. It definitely was not what I had expected because it had been compared to books like Circe, and it's not quite as... I don't want to say anything because I don't want to spoil it, because a lot of the story is finding out about the world and about the character, Piranesi, and what his life is like and what he's doing, and unraveling more of the larger world that he's in. But I definitely recommend, if you're into books that are a little more... that take more time to unravel and you don't know a lot going in. But yeah, so that was the first book of the year. I'm going to fill out my reading journal now for that. And then we'll work on some drawing for the banner for my YouTube. It is now much later in the evening. I started to do some drawing, which you'll see, and then I kept getting frustrated because the YouTube file size was not working like how it said on the website. So I will have to go do battle with that again later. It's after dinner and I'm thinking I need to pick a new book to read, but nothing is really sparking my interest. So I think I'll have to go to the library tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. I am on my lunch break, and I am going to the library, see what they have there, pick up some books. I don't really know what my hair is doing. And then I'm also going to run to the grocery store to pick up things for dinner. Oh no. There we go. Okay, that was successful. I will show you which books I got when we get home. So I'm about to sit back down for work, but I figured I would show you the books I got from the library. I got 2 books. The first one is The Lost Apothecary by Sarah Penner. From what I can understand, it's a dual POV historical fiction. We follow one of the characters who is in the past and one who is in the present, and their stories connect somehow. And this had been on my TBR for a little while. And then the other book I picked up is A Gentleman in Moscow by Amor Towels, and this is, I was recommended by my best friend actually, who loves this book. She didn't tell me much about it, just that it's about a very interesting character and his kind of life story, and she loved it so much, and so I trust her opinion, and I knew that I wanted to pick this up to read. And then I was also realizing last night when I was trying to find a book to read is that I need to reread Ninth House before Hellbent comes out on the 10th. So that is also going to be on my list. But yeah, alright, back to work. Yeah, do you like it on there? Good afternoon. It is the weekend, and I've been a little bit busy doing some editing and some drawing and cleaning before we watch football later today. I am on page 100 of The Lost Apothecary, and I figured I'd read this one first because it's shorter, and so if I wanted to get a head start on Ninth House before Hellbent gets here, then I can do that after I finish this. But I figured I'd talk to you a little bit about this book. I don't know if I'm loving it so far. You basically follow 3 characters, 2 in 1790s and then 1 in present day, and their stories kind of connect, but the writing style is not my favorite. It is very straightforward in that it's much more about telling as opposed to showing. There's a lot of info dump right at the beginning because you need to learn the context of these characters before you can kind of follow their story. And some of the way that it's written is very, like, I don't want to say childish, but like it definitely feels like a YA when it was at least shelved in the adult section of my library. So we'll see. I mean, I'm liking the historical parts more than the present day parts right now, which maybe says more about me than it does about the book. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna try and read the whole thing. It's under 300 pages, so I'm about a third of the way through. So I will be working on that today. We need to talk about this book because it was not good, unfortunately. The concept was really good when I picked it up. I mean, that's why I got it from the library, but it just didn't execute in the way that I wanted. There's 3 main characters and you follow each of their perspectives. 2 of the characters are in the past and then 1 of the characters is in the present, and the person in the present I really did not care about. She was her storyline didn't really make sense. She was like breaking and entering in a foreign country. The most interesting character was the 12-year-old in the past who thought that her period was a ghost. I expected more, especially because I felt like the author tried to do so much in such little time. It's 295 pages and I needed it to take more time. I expected it to be more because it was, at least at my library, it was put in the adult section, and so I assumed that it was going to be a little more dark or like winding, but it was pretty straightforward, and I think I said at the beginning, like, info dump at times where, you know, the present day story takes place only after, like, over the course of like a week, and same in the past too. The past takes place only like over the course of a week, and so it was not enough time for these characters to like connect with each other and like make a gripping story. So unfortunately, this is the first disappointing read of the year. I gave it 2 stars. But now I'm going to start reading Ninth House in preparation for when Hellbent gets here. I got the notification that it shipped a couple days ago, so I'm hoping it arrives soon and that we can have a good, highly anticipated book for the rest of the month.